Here we go with video number 2 of working with this Google Finance import of Apple's stock prices. So in the first video, you'll recall we created a date dimension table in the data model, and we connected the relationships for the dates between tables. So let's take a quick look. Go into the data model. Here's our queries. There's our date dimension calendar. And if I go to diagram view, I can see that the date is connected to the date. So I'm going to close that. And now what I want to do is I want to create a few basic DAX formulas to make analyzing the data a little easier. So let's do that. Go into Power Pivot, Manage, and there's two things to be aware of. If we put a formula in here, this is what would be called a DAX calculated column, and if we put formulas down here, it's what we call a DAX measure. So there's a distinction we should be aware of. But I'm going to go over to the data table instead of the calendar table. So to repeat, calculated column, DAX measures down here. So let's say, for example, I want to know the range between high and low. I'll just do a calculation here that says day range and my formula will be, come up here, I'm going to say high, that's what I want, minus low, and it's going to show me there's what I want there, and I'm going to say enter, and it gives me my day range. We're going to format that as a currency, and we now have the day range. But I'm going to show that with no dollar signs. And I have a calculated column for day range. Now let's say we want to do a measure down here, and I want, for instance, average volume. So I come anywhere down here, and I'd like to put them in a column, and you come up here, name the measure, so average volume, do a colon in Power Pivot equals, and then I say average, and I look at where's my table and my volume, and I close that, and I highlight this. I'm going to widen this so I can see it, and you'll see that what I want to do is I want to format that, and you can see right there I'm going to right click and say format, and I just want this as a number format, not decimal number, whole number, and use 1,000 separators. So I've now formatted that in a format that'll just carry right over to my pivot table. Next, let's do, I want to know the average price, so the close. So I'm going to say, as soon as I start typing, it shows up top, average close price, colon equals, average. I hit tab to accept that, then I select close, close that, and hit enter. and I would like that formatted in currency. And you'll see it's $50.13. So I have a calculated column here. I've done two calculations for two measures of things that I would want.